Good day, everyone. We are here to discuss chemistry, and the topic we want to discuss today is balancing equation. How do you balance equation? How do you know that a chemical equation is balanced? That is what we are here to do. All right, follow me. Let me show you. I know that you are finding it difficult. Find it no more because I'm here to make it to be as simply as possible. Let's go. All right. When you have a chemical equation may look like this. You have something like this. That means that this is reacting with this. It will give you something like this, maybe something of this nature. Can you see that? It means that A reacted with what? B to produce C and what? D. All right. When you have something like this, remember things or the substances that reacted in order to produce something, they are what we call what? We call them reactants. We call them what? Reactants. Of course, they are the one reacting, so they are what? The reactant. And what they produce, we call them what? Product. Product, depending if you have more than one product or products. So you notice that reactants will react in order to produce what? Product or products. All right. So when you have something like this, for you to balance this equation, it means that the number of atoms of every element you have on the reactant side must be equal to the number of that atom you have on the product side. For example, if you have hydrogen here reacting, and here you also have what? Hydrogen. The number of atoms of hydrogen you have on the reactant side must be equal to the number of hydrogen atoms you have on the product side. If you have 4 atoms of carbon on the product side, on the reactant side, you must have 4 atoms of carbon on the product side for this equation to be what? Balanced. If it's not like that, we say that the equation is not what? Balanced. For you to say that something is balanced, it means that what you have on the left hand side is equals to what you have on the right hand side. What you have on the product side should be equals to what you have on the what? The reactant side. If you have 4 atoms of element A here, you are going to have it also 4 atoms on the other side. Is it clear? When you have something like this, you say that this equation is what? Balanced. But we notice that most times while writing a chemical equation, you notice that the equation will not be what? Balanced. You are now be the person to do what? To balance the equation. And most times some people they find it difficult because they will not be able to do what? To balance the equation. For example, when you have something like this, if I have hydrogen molecule like this reacting with oxygen molecule like this, of course it will give me what? Water, from what they taught me. All right, we have something like this, that hydrogen will react with what? Oxygen to give me what? Water. Yes, that is correct. But this equation, is it balanced or not balanced? It is not balanced. Why is it not balanced? How many atoms of hydrogen do we have here? We have 2. Can you see it? How many atoms of hydrogen do we have here? We have 2. How many atoms of oxygen do we have here? We have 2. How many atoms of oxygen do we have here? We have 1. So you notice that oxygen we have 2 here, but oxygen we have 1 here. Because of that, we say that this equation is what? It is not balanced. Is it clear? All right. So you are supposed to do something. You have to manipulate either the reactant side or the product side in order to make it what? To be balanced, so that the number of hydrogen on the reactant side will be equals to number of hydrogen on the product side. The number of oxygen on the reactant side should also be equal to the number of oxygen on the product side. By so doing, you say that you have done what? You have balanced the equation. That's why I'm here. Let's go. All right, when you have something like this, what you are going to be doing is you have to be manipulating just in front of this. We don't manipulate this, only in front of the element or in front of the compound. That's what we manipulate. So by putting some constant here, constant simply means ordinary number that does not have alphabet attached to it, something like this. But this is not a constant. Look at the constant here. All right. So anything you put here automatically, it means that it is multiplying what you have here. Is it clear? For example, if I put 3 like this simply means what? 3 times 2. Is it clear? Anything I put here is multiplying what I have here. That means that this hydrogen will become what? 6. Can you see it? If I put something like this, 1 over 2 here, it means that this 1 over 2 is multiplying this. And you know 1 over 2 times this, automatically hydrogen will become what? 1. Can you see? So anything you put in front of an element or in front of a compound here, maybe here, is multiplying this. If you put here, it's multiplying this. If I put here now, because this is a compound, it is multiplying this and it is also multiplying this. Can you see? It will be multiplying what I have here and it will be multiplying what I have here. Can you see? So that is it. So you start manipulating this for you to get this oxygen to become equal as what you have here. All right, follow me. Let us solve an example so that I'll show you how this can be solved. All right, we have example 1. Example 1, just reaction between hydrogen molecule and oxygen molecule in order to give us what? Water. All right, so how do we do this? When you look at this, first of all, you ask yourself question, is it balanced? Okay, let me find out if it is balanced or not. So hydrogen atom, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. As you can see now, this is the reactant side and this is what? The product side. How do I know? Look at how the arrow is pointing. Can you see it? Meaning that it's coming from here going to this place. So these two will react in order to form this. Is it clear? So we have 2 atoms of what? Hydrogen, 2 atoms of hydrogen, balanced. We have 2 atoms of oxygen, but 1 atom of what? Oxygen. That means that oxygen is not balanced. Because of that, this equation is not balanced. So I'll bring it down here. We have like this. So what do? I will start doing something, manipulating this so that I'll get this balanced. All right, so hydrogen balanced, hydrogen balanced. This is not balanced. So I will try to do something here. I will have like this. Okay. I have this. I have H2, this. If I put 2 here now, I'm trying to balance oxygen. If I put 2 here now, I will have that 2 will multiply. When there is nothing here, it means that 1 is here. When there is nothing here, it means that 1 is here. 2 will multiply 1, making it what? 2. So oxygen will now become what? Balanced, because 2 times 1 is 2. So we have oxygen to be 2 here and oxygen to be what? 2. All right. But by putting 2 here, although it will help us to balance the oxygen, but it will not change the state of what? Hydrogen, that it will not have 2 atoms again. Instead, it will have 4 atoms, because this will also affect this. You say 2 times this, 2 times 2 will give us what? 4. But here we have only 2 atoms of what? Hydrogen. So what we are going to do is that we put 2 in front of this place. Can you see that? In order to balance that change we have there. All right, when you look at this now, you notice that the equation is now balanced in the sense that hydrogen we have 2 times 2, which is what? 4. Can you see it? Oxygen we have what? 2. Hydrogen here we have 2 times 2, which is 4. Oxygen we have 2 times what? 1, which is this. So for here now, we have hydrogen to be 4. Hydrogen 4. Oxygen 2. Oxygen 2. So this equation is now what? It's now balanced. Is it clear? All right, so that is how it can be solved. Let us solve another example so that by so doing, if you fail to understand this one, you understand the next one. All right, example 2, we have balanced this equation. Sodium hydroxide reacting with tetraoxosulfur 6 acid to give us sodium tetraoxosulfur 6 plus what? Water. Sodium hydroxide reacting with tetraoxosulfur 6 acid to give us sodium tetraoxosulfur 6 and what? Water. All right, when you look at this equation, you find out if this equation is what? Balanced or not. All right, me looking at this, I know that it's not balanced. Why do I know? We have for sodium, which is Na, we have 1 atom here, but when it comes to product, we have it to be what? 2. Can you see? 1 atom of sodium is here, but we have 2 here. So if you have on the reactant side and you have 2 on the product side, automatically the equation is not balanced. Can you see that? So what do? We will now put 2 here. So we have something like this. I have 2, put 2 here. Can you see it? All right, plus we have this. If I put 2 here now, automatically what we have here is 1 atom. So 2 times 1 will give me 2. So sodium is now balanced because on this reactant side, we now have 2 atoms of what? Sodium. Then on the product side, we have 2 atoms of what? Sodium. So sodium is balanced now. All right, let us go to the next one. Next one we have is what? Oxygen. Oxygen, how many do we have here? We have 1. 1 times 2 will give me 2. So for oxygen, here we have 2 because 2 times 1 will give me this. For oxygen again, this side, we have it to be 4. Can you see? So these 2, they are the what? Reactants. So on the reactant side, we have oxygen to be 2 plus 4, which will give us what? Which will give us 6. Can you see that? So we have 6 atoms of what? Oxygen. So let's find out how many do we have here. All right, here we have it to be what? 4. But here we have it to be 1. Can you see? We have it to be 1 here. So 4 plus 1 will give us 5. So it's not balanced here. What do? All right. That means that oxygen is not balanced. I'll put 2 here. If I put 2 here now, 2 times 1 will give me what? 2. Plus this one is 6. So that will balance what? The oxygen. So let me bring down this equation so that you see it here. But I'll put 2 here. So we have like this. You have this. I have this. So look at it here. If I put 2 here now, let's check again. For oxygen, we have 2 times 1, 2 is here. We have 4. So reactants, we have 2 plus what? 4. That means we have 6 on the reactant side. On the product side, we have 4, then plus 2 times 1 is 2. So we have it to be 6. So 6 on this side and 6 on this side. So sodium is balanced and oxygen is also what? Balanced. Let's find out the rest. For hydrogen, we have 1 atom here. 1 times 2, that means this side we have it to be 2. Can you see? Hydrogen 2. What about this place? We have it to be 2 also. Can you see it? So on the reactant side, we have 2 here, we have 2 here, making it what? The total of what? 4. Total of what? 4 for hydrogen. So let's check for the product side. Product side, we have it to be 2 times 2, which is what? 4. Can you see it? So on the reactant side, we have it to be 4, and on the product side, we have it to be what? 4. That means that hydrogen is what? Balanced. So we go to next one. Next one is what? Is sulfur. Can you see? We have done sodium, we have done oxygen, we have done hydrogen. Hydrogen is also here. Look at the new one here, which is what? Sulfur. How many atoms of sulfur do we have here? We have only 1. Can you see it? So on the right-hand side, sulfur, we have only 1 atom of sulfur. Then on the product side, we also have only 1 atom of what? Sulfur. Is it clear? So when you look at this now, you notice that all the constituents of these reactants and products, they are balanced. The number of atoms are balanced both on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. Let's check it again. For sodium, we have 2 times 1, which is 2. So on the right-hand side, we have sodium to be what? 2 atoms. On the product side, we have it to be 2. So sodium is balanced. Then for oxygen, we have here 1. 1 times 2 will give me 2. 2 plus 4 will give me 6. So on the right-hand side, we have 6. Here also, we have it to be 4 plus 2 times 1, which is 2, making it what? 6. Can you see? Oxygen is balanced. Then sulfur, 1 here and 1 here. So this equation is said to be what? Said to be balanced. So you see that you keep on manipulating the front of these substances. You may be putting like 2, 3, even 1 over 2, 2 over 3, and so on. It may be fraction, it may be whole number. What you keep on doing is Keep on manipulating until all the atoms of elements you have on the reactant side will now become equal to the atoms you have on the product side. And when you get something like that, you say that you have balanced the equation. All right, I believe that you enjoyed the way I just solved it now. Remember, this is Engineer Kenneth tutorial. Follow this page and share this video so that it will get to the right students that need to acquire this knowledge. Remember, we have our YouTube channel, the same name, Engineer Kenneth tutorial. Go and subscribe so that you are going to even get more, because there we have a lot of videos that you need to watch to get educated. Bye.